Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're kind of continuing this series I've been doing where I am taking a season of Classic Who that has not been released in the collection range yet, and kind of talking about how I would design the art if I was the one working on it and I had the technical skills to do it, how I would set it up and do it. Or if I was, if I knew Lee Binding and could just like disguise myself as Chris Hemsworth and whisper in his ear and be like, "So Lee, what do you think?" Which shouldn't be that much of a stretch. I mean, I get told all the time I look a lot like Chris Hemsworth anyway, right? This is kind of the approach I would take to it. Now, today we're going to be talking about Season 6, which I think will be the first Troughton set released. So I will be approaching this as if it is the first Troughton set coming out. Now, I would probably take the approach on the front art of doing the howl-around effect like Season 2 does. And yes, Season 2 I know is right out of the camera shot. But you know what the Season 2 art looks like with the howl-around effects, which is kind of what Season 10 and Season 9 use as well. I would definitely keep it kind of simple like Season 2 does and have its own variation of the howl-around effects. The color I would use would probably be something on the scale of a magenta, violet, blue. Somewhere one of those colors, something on that spectrum I think would be good for this season because I would definitely be going green for Season 5. And I think this would be a good breakup of color. Now, some of the box sets do have several different colors, and then the 80s sets especially do. So it might not just be one color theming most of it, like the Season 7 one or Season 9 one does for the most part. I'd probably like to see a lighter violet, not darker purple like this one is, but more a lighter violet, kind of like the Season 12 one here at the bottom where you see the galaxies, that kind of lighter color might go well for it. Or a kind of darker violet blue, like a bluish violet, I think would also go really well with it. But something on that scale, a violet or a violet blue, maybe a purplish blue, would look really good for it. I think I'd have the Doctor holding his Sonic. He does. I mean, this is the first time in surviving footage we have him really holding the Sonic. I know he uses it in Fury, but we don't really have that. Plus, it's not the original prop. But we have him using his screwdriver twice in two different stories this season. He uses it in the Dominators and he uses it in the War Games. And I believe they look different in those appearances, as I recall. I'm fine with him holding either one. I know the War Games one's a little more sonic screwdriver looking, shall we say, but the one he uses in the Dominators looks pretty cool. I'd be fine with either, but I'd have him probably holding his Sonic. I think that's kind of a key season for it. I don't really know what expression I'd have Troughton doing, because Troughton is so expressive. He does so many things with his face, so it's really kind of hard. I mean, one season needs to have him looking a little playful and mysterious, maybe even having a little smile on his face. One season kind of have him not necessarily stoic, maybe determined, and then maybe one season have him looking a little concerned and worried. It's so hard. He has such an expressive face, and that's so much of the Second Doctor is what he does with his face, so it's hard to plan what he should be doing with his face. For the enemies, you have several choices. For the Dominators, you could have one or both of the Dominators themselves. You could also have a Quark on there. You could have both. Yeah, the Quarks are silly, but the Quarks are fun. You could have both. You could have several different enemies coming out here. So you could do both the Dominators and the Quarks. I'm having a heck of a time trying to read my handwriting here. Oh, for the second one, for the Mind Robber, you could have the Medusa, you could have the Minotaur. There's a lot of different things you can have from the Mind Robber. It's just that kind of story. You could have, toy soldiers. You could do a lot of stuff with the Mind Robber. From the Crotons, I would have the Crotons, but specifically that shot of them sometimes where they're talking to each other in profile like this, like one's kind of here and the other one's here, and they're talking. Because if you're going to do the Crotons, the best way to do them is like from the chest up, because they look a little ridiculous in a wide shot. But if you catch like the chest and their cool heads, because their diamond heads look pretty cool actually. And so you get that shot you see sometimes of them when they're talking like kind of at a 45-degree angle, like they're cheating like this. That would be the shot I would use of the Crotons on the front art. I think that's a really good shot of them. next one? Oh, the Invasion. I think you could have Tobias Vaughn on there. I mean, he is, I think, one of the iconic human villains in Doctor Who. I think Kevin Stoney did such a good job with that character. I mean, you technically could have him and Packard on there, but you definitely at least need Vaughn on there. But you also need a Cyberman on there. The Invasion is one of the best Cyberman stories, and I do think the outfit they wear in the Invasion and Revenge are just iconic Cybermen outfits. My favorite Cybermen outfits, especially the helmets, my favorite helmets for sure. So you gotta have a Cyberman on there somewhere, one or two. Personally, I think you do like 2 or 3 walking down. Like there's so many iconic shots in the Invasion you could pull from. Gotta have the Ice Warrior on there for Seeds of Death, and the fact we didn't get an Ice Warrior on there for Peladon, for season 9, I think you have to have an Ice Warrior, either the Ice Lord or the Ice Warrior, or both on there. I think you need that. I guess for Space Pirates, you have one of the Space Pirates. I don't know how much surviving footage survives of any of the Space Pirates. I've never seen the Space Pirates. But if you have something from a picture or something, you can use of them. You can put one of them on there. And then for the War Games, I would probably have the Warlord or the War Chief. I mean, you could put the Council of the Time Lords on there, the ones that Senate's Troughton, I guess. Or just have, the lead one, Bernard, looking out. But I think you do the War Chief or the Warlord or both there. I think that works for them. And that's how I would do it, at least. For the back, I think I'd do the Mine Robber. Yeah, I definitely think I would do something from the Mine Robber, like the TARDIS breaking up, the bit where the TARDIS breaks up. I think that would be a cool shot to do for like the back of it. Definitely a lot you could do with that. The flap, excuse me. I was out in the rain earlier. For the flap, season 6, the flap. I forgot to write down what I would do for the flap. I would probably do. No, I did write it. There it is. I really can't read my handwriting. I would do the War Games, probably when they're on Gallifrey, having the TARDIS on Gallifrey, just to have Gallifrey in the background. And you could have, like, the TARDIS and the Doctor and Jamie and Zoe, like they're doing their last dash to kind of get to the TARDIS and not quite making it, standing by it. But I think I'd do the TARDIS on Gallifrey. That sounds really good. Or I would do the TARDIS from episode 9 right at the end when they're making the mad dash toward it and they're all on the ground and Troughton's reaching up his hand to try to open the door. You could do that, have them drawn there, and then Zoe, the Doctor, and Jamie kind of in a huddle all on the ground with the Doctor reaching up to open. I think that'd be a really cool shot. And then the booklet, you could either do a collection of images like season 2, where it didn't just God, I can't stop coughing. I was out in the rain earlier. You could either do like season 2 did and have a collection of images from different stories, or I think you could do the Invasion, like when they're down in the tunnels. You could have them running from the Cybermen in the tunnels. But I like the idea of a collection, kind of like they did with season 2 for the first Troughton set. I think that would work really well. I think the set should be 7 or 8 discs. I think that's all you need for this one. I don't think any story really needs multiple discs, because there's only 2 animated episodes for this season, at least currently, and it's the old school animations, so just black and white ones. So I think you only need one story for each, one disc for each story, because you have Tomb of the Cybermen. Not Tomb of the Cybermen. I really am messing this up today. It's not coming together. It's really not. Yeah, when I wrote out my list for season 6, immediately after I did my list from season 5, and I'm jumbling them together. Season 6 is the Dominators. You just need one disc for the Dominators. I don't think too many people would be chomping at the bits for too much extra stuff for the Dominators. And one disc for the Mine Robber, one disc for the Invasion. Although, of course, I'd love to see some behind-the-scenes stuff for the Invasion. One disc for the Crotons, one's for Seeds of Death. You really only need ones for Space Pirates. You could probably put a lot of bonus material, like season-wide bonus material, on the Space Pirates disc. And then one, I think you only need one disc for War Games, to be honest. So you could do it in 7 discs, or you could just have a bonus disc as well, have an 8th disc as a bonus disc with the TARDIS on it. Disc art, I would probably, I think for the Dominators, you have Troughton, Zoe, and Jamie, or at least Troughton and Jamie, but Zoe too, personally, if you get all 3. The first disc usually does have the Doctor and the Companion, so I think they should do that. The second disc, I'm really curious if it'll use art or if it'll use more like pictures. Like season 2 had more pictures, black and white pictures. I wonder if it'll do that or if it'll go back to art like most of the other sets do. Disc 2 for the Mind Robber. Maybe the other guy playing Jamie, when Jamie's played by the other actor when Fraser was sick. Maybe have him on the cover. That'd be pretty cool. Although there's plenty of more fantastic, fantasy elements you could put on there. The Crotons, I would probably just have the Crotons. I like the Croton design. I think that would work well. The Invasion, Cybermen. Yeah, put me some Cybermen on there. I love the Cybermen. Seeds of Death, Ice Warriors. Space Pirates, I don't really know Space Pirates, so I don't really know what you put on that one. And then War Games, the High Council of the Time Lords. You have the High Council on the Time Lords on that disc. I think that'd be a good one. And then a TARDIS on the bonus disc, if you do that. So 7 or 8 discs, I think is all you need. You could do it in 7 because I think a lot of stuff could go on the Space Pirate disc. But if you want a bonus disc to pad it out, that's fine too. 8 disc would be fine. And I think that's how you do the first Troughton release. Boy, I kind of stumbled my way through that one, didn't I? So I'd like to know what you think of these ideas and how you would plan out if you were the one doing the art for the Season 6 box set. So comment down below and let me know. Other things to do, don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I also have a Patreon. A link to that is down in the description as well if you would like to support me on that. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, Finn Perkins, and Unknown289. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. It has been a big help these past couple months, and I very much appreciate it. I also have a link to my Amazon wish list down there as well, and my P.O. box is also in there if there's anything you want to send me to look at and review. Most importantly, thank you for watching.